In my previous video called October Price Outlook, I outlined two bullish factors that should be happening in October for gold and silver prices, that being the increased debt ceiling and also an announcement to not taper quantitative easing at the FOMC meeting. Now, here's an opposing viewpoint by Ira Epstein, who is arguing that even though they will not taper, because he says here that begs the question, do you see the Fed tapering in this environment? I didn't see them needing to taper last month, and frankly don't see any need to begin tapering process this year. So then he goes on to say how he's currently recommending people to go short on gold. And also he notes today the New York Times writes the debt limit impasse could cause credit markets to freeze, the dollar to plummet, and interest rates to rise precipitously. So he's basically noting how there's a lot of fear going on in the mainstream media. So ask yourself, why isn't gold rallying on this news? And he thinks that smart money believes that we're just looking at theatrics. If things play out too long, the end result could turn into a crisis, one in which gold should rally, but the market doesn't think we're at that point yet. He says gold has no bullish story other than the debt ceiling issue. Iran and Syria are no longer war threats. Inflation, as the government measures, is very low, certainly not an issue. So basically he is saying, therefore the bears have the day. Yes, there'll be rallies, either because we get the point of letting our debt go into default, because other stimulus measures come into play, or just because the prices get too low. The problem is that in reality there's still no game changer like inflation that can cause a systemic change at work right now. So I will put the link to this article below. You guys can come and look at his weekly charts and the seasonal gold chart. He also goes in to note that usually the September to October time frame is very bullish for metals, and this past seasonal time frame it basically failed. So that seasonal trend that we normally see is not evident this year, and that shows a pattern of gold. That shows a pattern that gold takes in bearish years. So this is the opposing viewpoint. This is the bearish side of the story for October and November. A lot of feedback that I've been getting from my bullish video is that people have been saying we've seen this many times before. They've increased the debt limit many times before. They haven't tapered many times before. And these events just don't seem to have any tangible effects on like sort of the paper traded price of the metals. So if the past is any indication of the future, then October is just going to be another month filled with theatrics that nothing really productive gets done. So I don't know, this is the bearish side of the story for October and basically the rest of the year. Leave a comment down below and let me know if you agree with the bearish side of the story or the bullish side of the story. And if you haven't seen the other video, I'll put a link or an annotation for you guys to click on to go check out that.